are here at the Las Vegas Book Festival, and I'm so honored and blessed to be with such a wonderful person and a lovely author. Please welcome Dr. Charlene A Wrighton. Hi, Dr. Charlene. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you so much.
You know what? She's a very impressive lady, but if I read her portfolio, I'd go on and on. But I'd like to begin with asking you, Dr. Charlene, maybe you can maybe introduce yourself in your own words for everybody.
Okay. I'm Charlene A Wrighton, and I've been in the educational field for 50 years. And children and youth of all ages have been near and dear to my heart, always will be. And so this is why I wrote a book for young teens and older teenagers. And so it's been my joy.
Yes, and speaking of that book, so this book is actually entitled Finding Common Ground. So I've seen many of our youngsters, especially the teenagers, like what Dr. Charlene mentioned, they're very, very interested in the book, but because it's a very wonderful book and it has a nice cover, it's published by Easy Publishing. So we'd like to ask Dr. Charlene, maybe tell us how you came up. What was the inspiration behind this book?
I taught special ed to start with for 21 years. And I saw how isolated these children were, and I saw how it hurt. And one of the things that stuck out for me is that the hardest thing, believe it or not, for people is to have your lunch box or your lunch sack and your lunch tray and not know where to sit if you don't have a friend to sit with. And the loneliness and the isolation is so hurtful and so uncomfortable. So as a person, I try never to let that happen. That's kind of my compassion for real life. When I had started, I was thinking about this book for a long time. First of all, I was a huge Nancy Drew fan, so I love mystery. So this is a mystery book. Yeah. This is a mystery book for like, I would say junior high and high school, so that they can read it independently themselves. But I recommend that parents read this also. It is Christian based, and so you're getting scripture that talks about everything that they're going through. These are young teenagers, and teenagers go through that questioning, and that they all have that sense of isolation and loneliness at one time. Even if you come from the strongest of families, everybody feels it. But this book is specifically written about the protagonists who are just so important. It's like there's this foursome, and you've got Elle, who comes from a very well-to-do family. Everything in their life has been blissful and happy and successful, but her friend that she met in preschool, in preschool when she was 3 years old, was in a wheelchair for life, and so that's Angel. And Angel is beautiful and bubbly and warm, but it's hard. She's had to learn how to navigate life. And she has to learn how to handle her in her wheelchair if nobody's there to open doors for her, etc. And also her feeling is how people look above my head. They don't even see me sometimes because they don't know how to act. The other wonderful character is Miguel. He is strong, but he's been blind from birth. And so he has to learn how to walk across streets, get up and down, in and out. He can't see people's faces. He can't see people's body language. And so he has been, he also has gone through all that angst of being different from other people. And then there's Jerome. Jerome is this other wonderful character, and he was deaf after 1 year old. So he has cochlear implants in his head. So he's got these gadgets glued, implanted into his brain. So he looks like a robot. So because it's so visible, people have always teased them. And so he decided to use humor as his defense, and he always stayed funny. And so with these four people, they decide, Miguel is running for president of the student body, and he decided that he wants to be everybody's eyes and ears and mouth, which is ironic since he's blind. He wants to be their eyes. And so Jerome, who cannot hear well, he wants to be their ears. And so you see that there's this wonderful group of young kids. They've overcome it. They've overcome all their disabilities, and it hasn't been easy. They've been mocked, they've been ignored, they've been left behind, they have not been included. So this is what the whole book is about. So this little foursome start bringing the high school together, and they want to go and help junior high as well.
Oh, I think that's very, very beautiful. I find it, first of all, very entertaining, very interesting, given that it's a mystery, an L mystery story. But at the same time, I love it that you're able to incorporate, Christian values in there. And I believe that a big part of it is because of your special education training, right? So I definitely love it. So you mentioned a while ago that you had a prequel and a sequel. So what's next?
Well, I've got the sequel coming after this. I know exactly where we're going to start because we want to do some of the summer because they're going to plan all their activities to be inclusive, bringing in all these people in their high school. They got a lot of great ideas for the coming year, but they also want to take it down to the junior high. And so it's just how the relationships grew. They helped a young person, bipolar, and definitely somebody who was not included well in school, and just because of her behavior, she is now part of their group, and it's making connections. The athletes are coming in to help. The song leaders and cheerleaders are coming in to help. So the counselors are there. And so what number one I want to do is I certainly want to write the sequel to this because now they'll be juniors and seniors, and now you're really getting into all the activities they can do. But I have all the lesson plans in reality for the schools, the teachers, counselors, kids, principals can use these ideas, and they can always come to me. I say in the end of my book, come to me, I'll help you, because I want this to be a real thing, not just a book. But they also solve a lot of mysteries in between, and so you see this camaraderie. But for every single bump in the road, they go to God for everything. And so you'll see scripture supporting every single endeavor what we do. As far as the prequel is concerned, I want to go when they are younger. I want to write and start building when they're younger. And so building up to this, because then you'll see the challenges that they go through. And then that would be a book for even younger children and all ages at that point.
Wow, and a backstory, something that the kids and of course, like what you mentioned, the parents can enjoy as well.
Yes.
Right? That is so wonderful. And again, this is all about promoting Dr. Char's book, Finding Common Ground, because it's very interesting. We wanted to learn more, a little bit about you and your family.
Okay. Well, I'm obviously, you can see the white hair. I've been around a long time. Had a wonderful career in education. Married 54 years to a wonderful man who is a great support. 3 fantastic adult children, 10 grandchildren. Wow, congratulations. So wonderful family support. I have a company called Zoophonics, and that is an actual curriculum. And so that curriculum is used all over the United States and all over the world. And then we have a school that has 176 children in it, from babies all the way through first grade, who every day come to our school and get our curriculum. So yeah, it's an interesting and fun and wonderful life.
Thank you so much, Dr. Char. I mean, for the brief few minutes that I've been with you, I've been so inspired. And I recommend everybody, grab your own copies of Finding Common Ground. You'll be inspired as well with her life and, of course, in her work. Dr. Char, before we go, maybe you can share with everybody how they can order their copies if they're not here. But to everybody who's here in the Las Vegas Book Festival, they're very lucky because they can get you to sign their books. But for everybody else, please do tell us how they can find you before you head on over and sign for everybody.
Well, you can go to Amazon, and you can go to Barnes & Nobles. And I would really appreciate if you could leave a review. That would be wonderful. It's a tender book. I really advise parents to, especially those moms out there who, to read it to even younger children. My daughter read it to her 5-year-old because the values need to start early. They need to start at 2 years old. You have to raise children with values to be kind to other people, to be protective, to be loving, to be supportive, but also to see people in wheelchairs and try to help them. See people who cannot see or cannot hear. Don't be afraid of them. And that needs to start early. It needs to start early. They don't need to know how to care for other people and not to allow a person's differences. So often, especially with our young people, if differences are very uncomfortable for junior high and high school kids. And so therefore they have a tendency to want to band off in their own little groups and stay isolated rather than come together and just accept the differences in each other and appreciate the differences in each other. And we just do it in a godly way.
That is so wonderful. Thank you very much, Dr. Char. And Some of our friends are waiting for you to sign their books. Thank you so much, and we'll see more of her later on. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. I appreciate it.